Welcome back to another episode of the Greenie. Sorry it's been so long. We've had quite a busy period, and the YouTube video sort of gets put on the back burner a little bit. Yeah, so we are here, fourth tee. It's all been confirmed. We're finally going ahead. How many times have you done this?
A few times. Been in the planning stage for a few years now, but it's good to finally be here.
So this is obviously a tee that struggled for years and years, and it's been identified by the CBG as a top priority this year. So it gives us great pleasure to say that this project will be going ahead on Monday the 2nd. So we're just going to do this video just to show you a little bit about what's involved in the project, what we're going to be doing, and I'll put up some visuals as well so you can get a rough idea of how it will look at the end. But my paint skills aren't particularly amazing, so don't judge those.
Better than mine.
So yeah, just to give you a rough idea.
At the moment, this is the main tee. You're elevated up because of the hawthorn tree in the distance. But if you look at the green next time you play, it's actually angled to the left. So the plan is to come over to the left side more. So this tee, in effect, comes this way more into this position. So this will be the main bulk of the tee hitting that way. So it's going to be a lot bigger, 355 square meters, where at the moment I would estimate this probably around about 60 square meters, the main bit. So you're going to have far bigger teeing space. And yeah, Ollie said rightly so, it's been in the planning stage for quite a few years. Great to get here, but it is the next phase from the 17th and the 18th tees that were done previously over the last 2 to 3 years. So yeah, all good.
So we'll start digging into the ground on Monday. We've got a few things to move here and there before Andy at AMG arrives. He's going to be the main shaper for this project, and then we will assist him in that. Just so we're quite a young team, so we can get a little bit of experience in this project work, learn from someone that's done it for many years, and we're really looking forward to it. So start on Monday. The first week will generally be your main shaping work, getting the shape of the tee with the current soil that sits here, and all of this will be reused, but the turf will be stripped and then put in a compost heap somewhere else on the course. And yeah, like I said, the first week will be generally shaping, and then as we progress through the week, we'll see how we'll get on, and then we've got provisional root zone delivery booked in. We'll start thinking about root zone and irrigation installation, and also drainage as well. And I can put those designs on the video somewhere up the top so you can see those as well. And I'd like to keep you well informed as we go through the project. So maybe every 3 to 4 days I might send a little video update just to show you what we're up to and what goes into these surfaces that you'll be teeing off next year as well.
Sounds good.
I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I will just add something in at the end just to show you how to use a temporary tee that we've installed and the way to access it as well. So, but as always, thank you for your support. Thank you to the management committee for getting this project in the books and started as well. So we're really looking forward to it.
Well done.
So here is the aerial view from the fourth tee, and whilst I leave this up, I will just explain a little bit of how it's all going to work. So on Monday coming, Andy will arrive with all his kit. We've drained the irrigation, so we've shut off the irrigation to the fourth. Case of pulling all the furniture that's in the way out, taking out sprinkler heads, and then it's a case of getting the diggers in the ground, taking off the turf, and start the shaping work. And this will generally take, depending on how we go, it will take around a week to do the main soil movement, and this is all sort of influenced by what sort of weather conditions we get, because if it gets wet then it becomes harder. Slight delays will occur, but hopefully looking at the forecast it's okay, and we're going to probably do some long days just so we can get ourselves in a position where we can start laying the root zone, installing the irrigation and drainage, and then when the tee begins to take shape we'll get stuff like path railing installed, and then pretty much after that Andy will get it to a point where it's pretty much perfect. Then we will come in with a laser level on the back of a tractor just to get it absolutely mint. And then once everything's in place, it'll be a case of finishing it off with some overseeding and germination sheets. And you might be thinking, why are we going with overseeding rather than turfing? Well, reason being is in the past projects we've done, the turf tees look absolutely amazing for the first year or two, and then you start to see a slight dip in performance, and these require extra TLC, little bit of extra overseeding, little bit of extra fertilizer. So we're going straight with seed into ground, and we'll lay germination sheets over the top of them, which creates an absolute beautiful environment under those sheets for seed to absolutely fly out the ground. And what you get there is a much stronger tee throughout the year, so the investment made will be there for many years to come. So here's some rough visuals of the fourth tee and how it will look. So please pause the video if you want to just inspect them a little bit closer. They just give you a rough idea. They're obviously not great, but they'll do. Here's the irrigation design. We were going with a 1-inch valve box assembly, and there will be 2 valves attached to it, because we'll have some 90-degree arcs on the sprinklers on the corners, which are the little black circles, and then the other valve will be the 180s, which you'll see in red. And then you'll see the little blue circle, that's a 270. So what we'll do is we'll put that on the valve with the 180, but it will be nozzled up, which will then increase the litres per minute, and it will be a efficient sprinkler system for the tee. So there won't be any dry patches, and with the double valve system, that gives you a little bit of flexibility and adjustment when setting water programs, so you can keep your run times low and basically squeeze all the irrigation in you need to on a night. And because it's an L-shaped tee, it's been a little bit tricky to sort of get the system right, but me and Greg have been back and forth about what's going to be best, and this to us is the best option, so we are pretty happy with it. And the sprinkler choice is the Rainbird 5004, which is the same setup we have on the 9th tee. And then basically you'll see here's the drainage design. You'll see that there's slightly larger spacings between the lateral drains in the red section of the tee, so that's the front section. And then when the tee goes into the wider section, you'll see that the spacing's reduced by 3 meters. Just a little bit tighter spacing, so you can catch all that water, and the tee will have a 1% fall from the back of the tee to the front of the tee, and all those laterals will feed into a main drain down the left side, which will then feed off into a sump, which will take all that water off the tee and keep it nice and dry for us when we need it.
This is the temporary tee that you'll be using for the 4th tee. It's not the Ritz, it's a mat on the ground, and it's fairly level. Sam dug it out yesterday and then leveled it off and put a bit of sand under it. So we're just conscious that we don't want to be pumping too much money into this, 'cause it's an expensive project anyway, so we just want to limit where we spend money. So this is going to have to do for now, and we'll make sure it's clean, and if it sinks at all in any place, we'll just level it for you and make sure it's level throughout the year. So on Monday there'll be signs and some lines on the ground directing you where you need to go, but as you approach the 4th tee, you'll see it bends off to the right, and you'll keep well out of the working area away, just to make sure everyone's safe and we are productive in our work. So I'll put some signs up just so you all know, and then the temporary tee is just off to the right over there. All right.
So that pretty much sums it up. The work is complete. We won't be back on it until the springtime, so we just have to monitor it. Look forward to opening it up. We'll hopefully do something special when we first open it up and get the first ball teed up on the tee, and can't wait. So yeah.